Welcome to Entrepreneurial Entrails for some short stories on the guts and glories of being an entrepreneur.
Short people got no reason. Short people got no reason.
Hey, it's Elizabeth with Entrepreneurial. I can't even speak today. I'm telling you, it's been a universe ass-kicking kind of day. Entrepreneurial Entrails. And on the topic today, and this is sort of poignant because my 3 talking boards have gone on vacation. As an entrepreneur, a solopreneur in particular, you run into a situation where talking to yourself is not the most effective means of percolating and disseminating your ideas. And as an entrepreneur, typically, you got a creative bent, meaning that you think of things a different way, or you process things or pick up tips from, I was reading a book this morning. Sorry, I'm segueing a little bit. I was reading a book this morning called You Inc., which I'll talk about on Wednesday. And it's just it's an interesting business sort of life lesson kind of book. It's 160 different little points that give you some, bon mot to develop your business sense by. But the one that came out in particular was talking about stereotypes in just stereotypes, how people view you and what have you. And so my brain leaped around a little bit and I got an idea out of it. But then I'm thinking to myself, okay, I can percolate this all I want and develop it as an idea, but with only myself to refer to and my frame of experience and what have you, the development of the idea is going to be quite narrow. And is it actually an applicable idea? Is it something that would resonate with other people, or am I just liking it because, it's my idea? And of course, all my ideas are fabulous. So as a solopreneur, I have set up a network of people that I routinely toss ideas around with. Unfortunately, fortunately for them, because yay, 2 are on vacation and 1's on a retreat. So my list got a little smaller. So my thoughts today are, what do you do to percolate your ideas? I know one of the things that I do is I write about it. Not journaling, because, journaling implies feelings and all that kind of stuff, and that's not what I'm talking about. But I do write out the idea. And there's a variety of ways, even within that, on how to write out the idea. I do something called mind mapping, where I place the central idea in the center of a whiteboard, and then sort of free associate and branch out from there. That also works better for me, and I've noticed for my clients as well, when it is between 2 people. However, when you're alone, it's definitely something that works. You at least have a secondary tangible action associated with the idea, so that it's not just you sitting there percolating like a bad cup of coffee. You're actually, using a tactile experience to try and further develop the idea. So what's your process for idea development? I'm just trying to think of some others that I use. One, of course, is the internet. Go on and see if anybody else has actually done it. Another book that I'm going to be reviewing called Pitch Anything by Oren Klaff talks about your idea development and talks about, I think it was Pitch Anything. I'm having a moment. Anyway, you may get all passionate about your idea. Or no, it's Originals. Beg your pardon. It's Originals by Adam Grant. But if nobody's doing it, there's 2 options out there. Either nobody's doing the idea because it's goofy and nobody needs it and you're wasting your time and energy, or nobody's doing it because it's actually a good idea and they thought it just didn't occur to anybody. So doing a bit of research on that also helps to tease out the idea a little more, see what other opportunities are there, what other niches you could be sliding into. Some visual stimulation I also use, Pinterest or Instagram or something like that, and usually try and search a particular term and see what pops up. But sometimes, just sometimes, good old-fashioned procrastination, where I completely step away from the idea and I'll go and read, Architectural Digest, which I just got today, or Success Magazine, or I'll get a book out or whatever. And I just step away from it completely so that my brain has a rest and maybe a solution or an addition to the idea that's been sitting on the periphery comes a little closer into view simply because I've stepped away from it. And a lot of times, especially when it's your own idea, you get too close. And I used to beat myself up a bit about that. I can do this for other people. I can mind map and really develop their ideas and take them to that aha moment where they're like, oh, I never thought about that before. But I gotta tell you, doing it for yourself is really freaking hard. So that's why I've set up this fantastic network I have. So thank you, Jillian and Hazel and Mike, for taking those ideas, bouncing them off people, and seeing how their experience and expertise can really reflect differently on the idea than my own. So I'd love to hear from you. What are you using? What tools are you using? Do you research and collect ideas? I know Hazel uses Evernote. I use OneNote, and I pick and trim ideas from the internet that might help me make a decision. Do you use mind mapping? Stick it up on a whiteboard and stare at it for a couple of days and see what pops up? Do you step away and start doing something completely unrelated? And your brain also keeps working in the background, especially if the idea is a really good chew. You'll continue to work on it even if you don't realize you are. Or do you sit down with a group of people, like I'm doing with my group Ballsy, and throw the idea out there and see what happens, see what other people's perceptions or additions to the idea could come out. So I'd love to hear more. Love to hear what, if you are a solopreneur, or actually we're going to segue for a second, even if you're not a solopreneur, but you're in a business where your culture is a little bit off, and you don't necessarily have a built-in support network where you can reasonably share ideas and without fear of repercussion or the idea being stolen or what have you. We'll go down that negative path for a moment. What do you do then? Do you search out an alternative support network so that you can continue to do your best job at work? Hopefully you address that issue with somebody you can trust and you start helping to build a better culture for your organization, but no pressure. Anyway, that's it for today. Sorry, it's been a universe kicking my ass kind of day. So those are my thoughts on getting ideas. And when they're buzzing around from me to you, one of the best things you can do, at least write it down. Capture it somewhere. You can use Keep, which is a Microsoft Google Drive app. You can use OneNote where you can record audio things. Evernote. Pen and paper always works. I have a huge stack of stickies that I keep so I can throw stuff in. Just please, for all God's green apples, don't think that you're going to remember that great idea later on, because from me to you, I have lost so many blog posts and other types of ideas that really resonated and could have provided a great opportunity for further discussion, because I, in very large air quotes that you can't see, I'm going to remember that later. Yeah, no, you won't. So write that stuff down. Keep it, revisit it, and I would even suggest, which I'm going to start doing, is put a reminder in your calendar to go back and leaf through your notebook or wherever it is you normally capture your ideas, so that you get re-energized. You've taken that opportunity to step away even though you didn't intend to, and you may look at it completely differently. So that's it for today. I keep saying that and then I keep going on, but this is honestly it. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and happy ideas to you. Bye-bye.